Hello, welcome to week 4 of explaining all about tapping, giving you an idea of what it can do for you and how it can help. And today I'm going to be explaining how it can help you and how it's helped the people that I've worked with already. So I've had results from them, from them telling me exactly how they feel after the session. Now, this could be one session or it could be many sessions. It's okay to get rid of something immediately, like the anxiety, by doing this, and that works every time. But if it's something embedded in you, and there'll be lots of other things that I know have happened to me that need clearing almost every day, it's much better to do something long term. Definitely tapping every week, once a week would be good. More than that would be wonderful. But it's about keeping up that uh, momentum and being healthy, wanting to be healthier every day, wanting to do the best you can every day. So every day we come up with stuff in our head that we go round and round, and it's not being resolved. So tapping will help you resolve whatever's going on. And to be honest, it's never ending. But for the moment, let me just explain that it can reduce stress. So if you're feeling stressed, and that word covers a multitude of things, busy mums and dads, working, families, people looking after other people, people on their own, having to manage everything alone. There's so much stress about upcoming events, especially Christmas. How's it all going to work? Why am I running around like this? So much to do. People coming over that you are entertaining. It's just so many things. So any stress and overwhelm, this would be wonderful for. So just tapping around again the top half of the body and saying how you feel. Even though I'm overwhelmed, even though I don't know how I'm going to manage, it's costing too much. I'm never going to get it done. That kind of thing. All those fears and anxieties that you're going to express while you're tapping. And as you're doing that, you realize you've got it out. It's a relief just to let it out and speak the truth. And then you can say, and you will end up saying things like, you know what, I've done lots more than this before and managed. Maybe I can buy some stuff in. Maybe I can ask some people to help me. It's finding solutions to the overwhelm that you can't think about when you feel so overwhelmed and stuck. So you find solutions and then you realize, you know what, I can do this. I'll make it as easy as possible. I don't have to be a martyr. I don't have to do everything correctly. I can ask for help. And that's the kind of three things that happen in the session. You're saying how you feel, then you're realizing maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's a solution I hadn't thought about. And then lastly, you're building your confidence up and saying, this is easy. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. And then you're walking away from the situation, not getting caught up with it. So that's just one way. The next is physical discomfort, things in your body, that arthritis, um, more serious things that are going on, perhaps with some of us. It could be anything physical, pain, anxiety. When you say I'm sick to my stomach, or I've got a pain in the neck, or I can't move forward, my knees are hurting. It's all about us swallowing the fears we have unknowingly, and they're going in our body, landing somewhere in our weakest spot, and giving us a problem. So we're really talking to our mind and body while we're tapping. And our body is very, very intelligent. It actually hears, it listens, and it will heal. So I'll give you an example. A friend of mine came to me with his both of his knees were completely, as he says, done in and battered by tennis and rugby and football. For 40 years, he's had pain in his knees. Now, even though I haven't been able to get his knees to completely heal, after a week of tapping, so I gave him a challenge, he came back and said, Jennifer, for the first time in 40 years, I don't have that pain in my knee. Now that's amazing. I'm always amazed at the way tapping works, it's every time somebody tells me a successful story, I'm just so glad for them, and I'm amazed how this tapping around these acupressure points can bring such strong results. Moving on to sleep, if you don't sleep very well, I've had somebody come to me with sleep problems, they're just laying awake most nights, hardly any sleep. And after, I think, about 6 weeks of tapping, she can now sleep. Or she knows how to calm herself down beforehand. She's more aware. Um, Fear of flying. A friend of mine terrified for 3 weeks before she's going on a plane. She's terrified. So we worked together, and again, I think we did 6 weeks. She had booked a holiday, and I said, "Well, you're only going to know how you feel." She booked a holiday. She successfully went on the holiday. She told me afterwards I didn't really enjoy it, but I wasn't frightened. And in fact, while she was on the plane, there's somebody in the corner was actually very fearful. She could see she was gripping the seat. And she went over to her and just explained how she could calm herself down. So she actually showed someone on the flight how to use the tapping, which I found amazing. Um, Not being enough, not feeling enough. That's one so many people feel, including myself at one point, not feeling enough, never feeling enough. And again, it's all these deep seated messages we receive from our well meaning parents, teachers, friends. You're not enough. Now, that's just a message that was given to us. And that was their thoughts, not ours. So we go back and we change those. We don't get into any traumatic events that are going to be upsetting for you. It's just about acknowledging them, recognizing them, and then letting them go with love, forgiving the person and forgiving yourself. And then you do feel good enough. Everything you do is good enough. There's no measurement here. Nobody's telling you you can or you can't. You know you are. Um, Also, triggers. People get triggered by events from past. Something reminds them of something and they go right the way back. So again, it's just acknowledging how we're feeling and knowing that we were always doing the best we can. We're all doing the best we can. But this awareness and curiosity about how you can help yourself is the key. Um, the last one I'm going to talk about is people pleasing. Yeah, this is universal. We can't please everyone. The only person we need to please at any time is us. Without being selfish, we can say, I need to look after myself and I'm going to do it my way. And that's good enough. So these are just a few things and a few ways tapping can help. I've got a worksheet that goes with this, and it will explain in more detail about other things you can use it for. So I'm really looking forward to our next last session, which is going to be tapping session for you that you can follow with along with, and you can experience it for yourself because there's nothing like you tapping and you finding out how you feel afterwards. I could talk for days on end about tapping and how wonderful it is, but you need to experience it. And then you can decide whether it's for you or not. It's not for everyone. There's lots of other modalities you can use to help yourself, but this one for me is so easy. Using your hands, your fingers, you can just bring yourself back to a balanced state within minutes. So, thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed today's session, and we look forward to next week's session when we're going to tap together. Have a wonderful week. Bye for now.